child of grandparents, mother taken so soon, she worked to hide herself away, keeping all her trinkets in her room. A day at the market to buy plants, seeds, wool, and wares. From a distance, he seemed almost to peek at her. Quick glance that he ended, but somehow it lasted too long, yet not long enough for all of her years alone. Home to her collections, studies, trinkets, and crafts. Voices around her like echoes of the past. A trip to the market, second time this week. Some questions dashed, forgotten spices of which she speaks. This time the grazing of fingers, knuckle bones wrapped softly but audibly, popping against one another. Shy smile to piercing eyes, glancing quickly down. Running all the way home, through the field of wildflowers, long stems ripping from rooted long grasses. Tearing away back home. One quiet night the candle seemed to blow itself out. Time to put down the book, close your eyes. Crack, creak. Is that a cold breeze? Silk blankets, heavy but slippery, falling on the floor. Satin nightdress, no protection from this cold. Sudden warmth, the smell of tobacco and rose. Eyes pierce, more than just a hard kiss. Feeling warm water dripping on her face, neck, chest. A long sheet of velvet swipes across her face, warming it ever too much. Shutters slam, dark, awake, definitely not sleeping but frozen. Slow wake up, the sun through the creak in the shutters is blinding. How long was she asleep? Not long enough, as still so tired. A 3-day illness, weaker, more tired. Strange illumination through the windows, 3 days of rain. Too tired to go to the market, to see any shadow-filled eyes. A visit that night that made everything clear, and finally, sustenance. Kindred wassail to return to life sanctified. A life now changed, no longer filled by collecting stones and teacups, no longer able to only mix water paints and sit by the hearth to feel warm. A long, clumsy way to move around in a life not chosen. Trying to hold the threads of kindness that once lit the path, while having to visit the darkness in moments lost but not forgotten. And what would this future be? Diablerie. Hello, welcome to Studioloo. So today I'm bringing you the first of my design team projects that I've ever done for Release the Craftin. So this journal is my vampire journal, and it was a lot of fun to make, and I absolutely loved working with the digitals from Release the Craftin's vampire kit. I will be talking only about the kit throughout this journal, and I will leave all of the links to Release the Craftin's Etsy shop and this kit in the description box below. So let's get started. So this journal was totally outside of my style and outside of anything that like I would work with as a theme normally, but I am so glad that I took the plunge to take a prompt from somebody else because I had so much fun with this journal. So let's get started. First of all, this is a very fat journal. It has 4 signatures, and I worked with making this time a soft, flexible cover. So this is a nice soft cover book. I thought that the theme of the journal kind of harkened to something that was romantic and that you might want to curl up in bed and write in. And yeah, so what I used on the cover was this beautiful black and red fabric that I have. And I used it down the spine as well. And then you'll see here that I did the binding visibly on the outside in a crosshatch with 4 ties. And at the bottom, just keeping with this kind of eclectic spooky theme, I have this little doll head here. And then there's lots of nice vintage laces and ribbons that are on the spine. And this is iridescent velvet that kind of sheens between a pinky, like a dark fuchsia purple and a blue. And the whole thing ties together with this large black ribbon. And I've tied on this woodcut key. This is from an Etsy shop called Pork Chop Show. And his name is Scotty, and he makes these incredible woodcuts that are from all different. He also made this one. He makes all different cool woodcuts. So on the front of this journal, I've placed this image. So at the beginning of this video, you would have heard the story that I wrote that basically is the telling of her story of becoming a vampire. So essentially this whole journal, it focuses on sort of coming from a light life of being someone who is eclectic about nature. They live a life of kind of more sort of meager means, and you know, they are maybe like sort of very connected to nature and innocence, I guess. So the whole journal sort of goes from, you know, light to dark. So you'll see here at the beginning, even the laces and the beads that I've used, I've clipped on these crystals throughout the signatures and some vintage buttons that speak to kind of the eclectic story of this girl who, she's a maker, she's a forager, she's a baker, she's a collector, she's all things eclectic. And then at the bottom of the signatures, I've tied on a few different things. So some lighter crystals, some darker crystals, a skull, and a little sort of crystal skull. So I think that's everything I have to say about the outside of the book. So let's open this up. So the key is removable. You can take it off. I'm just going to leave it on the ribbon here. And just make sure we're centered here. There we go. So when you first open this book, you will see that I've placed a velvet pocket here with this beautiful vintage applique. And inside it are a bunch of things. So first of all, just a couple of collage tags that I made. These ones are kind of pardon me, the earlier aspects of her life. So they're lighter in color, they're collaged on both sides, and they speak to sort of like a life of just, I don't know, eclectic innocence and you know, that kind of thing. So then inside you'll also get a note from me, the sort of note from the bookmaker about this journal and about my journals. And also you will get the story that you heard right at the beginning of this video, a story that I've written about her. And then from the kit itself, you will get a little journal tag that has been made with nice lace on top. So this is from Release the Craftin's kit. And then we get started. So on the first page, we've got an altered paper clip with this spooky guy. And this is just a nice golden sort of scrapbook paper. Then we have this, this is just a floral with some lace on top. So we're in the beginning of the story where everything is light and airy. So then we have a little botanical flower. And here from the kit, we have this this beautiful moth here. And this is just an image that I added and a book page. And then a little coffee dyed map. And there are some incredible vintage lace in this book, I will say. I wanted to use a lot of lace because I felt like this was a romantic theme. So these two sides, this is both from the kit. I made this pocket myself out of collage, but this is from the kit. So it is this beautiful bird, and it's on this amazing paper background, this deep red with lace and florals. And also she provides these amazing backings. So the journal cards are backed with those incredible backings. I should mention that this kit, I gently coffee dyed the entire thing. And it didn't change how the front of the paper looked, only the back, because I like the kind of coffee dyeing on the back of the paper. This is just a little cluster that I made. This is a book page. Again, the lightness of like nature in the beginning of this talks about some plants. This is from the kit as well. Beautiful digital. And then there's just a little floral stamp there. This is a page from a book of stamps from Romania, because of course vampire legend sort of started in Romania, and I thought it would be nice to just include that. And then here we have some nice ribbon. And then on this page, it's part of a book page. It has a tree and it just kind of tells her early story. And then we have a little belly band made from some nice fabric. And then this is just a heart on some scrapbook paper with some nice handmade paper in back. And that just slips in there. It's like a journal card, a double journal card. And this is from the kit, this amazing chandelier and beads. And it's got a nice lace background. And then this incredible lace. It's made from silk, actually. It's beautiful. And this is just a pocket that I made. And this is from the kit. So it's a little journaling card. Also from the kit, this is a background page, as well as you get these beautiful black bats in a bunch of different shapes. So you'll see them throughout this journal. I really loved these. And then I thought, just kind of within the theme, I included some pages from the Grey's Anatomy book. So I focused around the neck, the throat, and the mouth and the face a little bit, because that's sort of like in line with a vampire, right? So, and then this is just some avocado dyeing that I did, avocado dyed paper. This is also from the kit. So you'll see here that there is a very light spider web and then some like beaded curtain kind of going back and forth like pearls at the top. Hopefully the glare is not too much there. We have no light today, so I've had to use my overhead light. And then this is just more coffee dyeing papers. And on this side we have a pocket that I've added some nice lace to. These are just images of like vintage plates in the colors of like pink and red. And then here we have a big journal tag collaged on both sides. Again, very eclectic. We're still in the first signature of the book, so things are still light. And then we have this image. This is kind of like when she meets him at the market and she's kind of being pulled away from her life a little bit. And then just an image of a flower. And here you see I've clipped on this vintage button on a bulb pin. And this again is the digital from Release the Craftin's kit. And then I've added just some birds here. So just hearkening back to her life before it changed, and more of the Grey's Anatomy. This is also a background page from the kit. And then I added just this little moon phases image here. And again, this beautiful silk lace. And a little image there of just some black flowers. And then this is the next page from the kit. So very lovely, eclectic photograph and some curtains and beads and flowers. This just has a very nice feel to it. And then here we have a belly band that's been collaged. And it's the other side of this image of the tree and these two girls walking underneath it. And then I created this little envelope with these bats on front. And then this drippy blood is actually from the kit. You get those small images as well. And inside, I've included a couple of poems, The Thieves from Robert Graves and Informer Days, which is a 5th century poem. So it's kind of nice. Like I tried to pick poetry that sort of went with the moment in the journal. So this one is short. I'll read it to you. In former days, we'd both agree that you were me and I was you. What has now happened to us two, that you are you and I am me. So, and this one's lovely too, but I don't want to take up too much time. So that one can be read by the person who chooses to take this journal home. And pop it in there. And there's again another incredible lace on the side here. It's very Art Nouveau feeling. And this is the other side of that Romanian stamp page. And more coffee dyed paper, and that's on the digital. So this is another page from the digital from Release the Craftin's Vampire Kit. And then this is just an image talking about the dogwood plant. And here we have just a pocket for you to place something in. I left it empty just so you could put something in there. And another page from the digital. And then this is an altered paper clip. You'll see there the image, and inside it is this journal card. So again, it's still the beginning of her story. So she's just kind of walking aimlessly outside right now in this picture. Oops. And then we have again another of the little crystals on a bulb pin. And then here, this page is just a light gray, and it has another poem on the front, and there's a poem on the back as well. This is Came to Me, which is 954 AD. And then this one is called Drunk as Drunk by Pablo Neruda. And this is just a really cool image of like a leaf and plants, sort of like they look like people. They have like cutouts of faces in them, but it was a little bit dark, and so I thought it would be nice. And there's a little cluster up here. This is a book page. Again, it sort of just depicts like a stage of transition in life where you're being taken away by something dark. And this is another beautiful page of the kit. And then here I have a pocket that's been made kind of in a very like grayscale, almost gothic looking, it's sort of the top of a castle with some ivy around it, and it's been made into a pocket, and inside is a little journal tag, and this is from the Release the Craftin kit. And so that just pops in there. And now we've reached the end of the first signature, so now we sort of get into the second part of this story where things get a little bit darker. And this is a journal card that I created. It says follow. These are from book pages, and it's when things just kind of are flying out of control. So it's coffee dyed on back. There's like a clear plastic sheet over this image in the circle, and it clips on with this incredible clip. This is so pretty, and I just wanted to use it for this project. It's all like beautiful like cut glass, and has some ribbon at the bottom. And it's a over the page clip and just holds on to the card here on this beautiful paper. So again, I've kind of gone from a light life to just a little bit darker. We're starting to go kind of into the abyss. And then I've made this the first day with this little raven here. That's just an altered paper clip. And then we have this image of just kind of meeting up with him, you know, engaging with him a little bit more, but you can kind of sense a bit of darkness in the background. And then there's a black crystal bead on there. This is a page from the kit as well. Again, we're getting a little bit darker. We're now seeing a skull. And then this is a picture from an English Roses book page, keeping that romantic theme. And then this pocket again is just kind of an image from the same book page theme that I was using, that is just sort of her outside. Her hair has changed. She's more forlorn. Her face looks a little soiled. So things are changing, and it's a little bit darker. And then inside we have this journal tag that's been collaged. And this is a page from the kit. This is sort of some drippy blood on some beautiful old paper. And then here we have like a temperature thermometer, and that's kind of getting to the part where we talk about a 3-day flu after encountering him. And then a little botanical flower sticker at the bottom. This is a real pressed flower, and this is from the kit. So just some beautiful dark lace and some black lace and avocado paper. And then this is another page from Grey's Anatomy. And then this is actually from a tissue paper, and it's just kind of some like darker imagery, sort of fun. And then this is from the kit as well, with this amazing bat and flowers and a key. It's really beautiful. And this is just more coffee dyed paper with nice lace. And then this is my coffee dyed doily paper, and this is from the kit. So it says, "Listen to them, the children of the night. What music they make," Bram Stoker. And then you open this up. This is the center of the second signature. So both of these two pieces of paper here are tuck spots. So you pull out this journal card. This is from the kit, and it's amazing. It's like three different vampire mouths, basically, with the teeth. It's so cool. And I thought they would all just really, they belong together. I felt like they were just nice all together like that. And then you open it up, and both sides here flip out completely. Let me just get centered again. So on this side, we have an image of just kind of some ancient scroll, and I've added the image here from the kit that talks about eternity, the definition of forever and never-ending infinite time, which is of course the experience of a vampire. And then on this side I used an old image of kind of an illness being treated by like nurses, and another clip from the kit to talk about the conflict between the body and soul. So those just both fold back in, and then we turn the page, and again there's more of my coffee dyed paper with the doily lace, and at the top there's another clip from the kit, "Avoiding light, nocturnal." And then this is more avocado dyed paper, and this is another amazing image from the kit. I love this, the butterfly with the heart in the rib cage and this frame. And here we have more of the Grey's Anatomy page, and then things are getting a little bit dark, so I softened it up here with just a bit of a botanical wallpaper, like sort of like a reminder that, you know, we are still on the journey as a visitor in her life. But there's some blood drops here which are also from the kit, so things are getting a little darker. And then here we have another of the digitals with this beautiful it sort of goes from text to like a hint of blood to some more beautiful black lace. And there's so many nice laces in this kit. If I haven't told you, they're just amazing. Or not in the kit, rather, in the journal itself. I scored a lot of amazing lace right before this journal, so I was very lucky. This is a page from the kit, again with the dripping blood on this beautiful old paper. And this is more of the English roses. Then here we have, this was actually an image, I forget what story it was from, but it was from a coloring book. And I felt like it just really represented kind of like beautiful transformation. And it was kind of dark, but also kind of light. And so I thought I would include it. It's actually Pandora, the story of Pandora. And then this is one of the journal cards from the kit. And it's just amazing with this skull and the botanicals in back. And again, I've used her incredible backings. The cards are all stitched around just for aesthetic and strength. This is another of the amazing digitals from the kit. And then just some nice bright white space to write. And now we've reached the end of the second signature. So now we're on stage 3. Where things are getting noticeably more conflicted. Life is changing. So this is just a paper clip that has a little black crystal bead on top. This is actually my hand spun yarn that I have sewn across the top. I've stitched around this whole vintage image of bats. This is a public domain image that I thought was beautiful, and it's on top of this amazing black scrapbook paper. Then I've done some stenciling of like poppies here and just some kind of dots. It's quite nice. I'll just bring this up a little bit so that you can see the whole thing. And on this side, we have an incredible digital from the kit. Some nice images, and it's just a very well layered page. On this side, we have this golden butterfly. And now here we see another image of sort of her father kind of telling her to go. This new version of her isn't working anymore with her family. And then there's an image of who she sort of used to be in the background. And so I thought that was a strong image. In the back, we have some black butterflies. from an entomology book. And then this is from the kit. This is another of the journal cards. It's just beautiful with this amazing backing. It just pops right in there. And then this is my eco-printed paper and just a book image. I thought it, again, was like two versions of herself. So it's about transformation. And then we have this image from the kit as well. It's getting much darker. It's so beautiful, though. And then this is a botanical sticker with an actual pressed flower inside. And we have some beautiful lace here with this little bulb pin with a bead, which actually I need to do up. I was fiddling about with these just before I filmed this video and wanted to adjust the position of some of them because I've added a lot of symbolism in many things in this book. So now this is just something I came up with. It's like a little tuck through. So you have this image of the sky and roses. And then this is from the kit itself. This is a little journal tag. So the tag itself comes separately, and then the images also come separately. So you can choose what you want to do with these. You could use this down on the paper or on a completely separate page. It's entirely up to you, but I chose to translate it this way. And these are fun little sliders. So I just kind of came up with that for this journal. Now things are getting much darker. This is the digital. It's, as you can see, a very dark page. I'll bring it up a little so that you can not see the glare. And then this is like a bottom tuck pocket. And I grabbed this. This is a little write-up about the blood system. And on the back is just some nice backing. It's a little journal card. And this is another image from the digital kit. So you'll see there's a nice bat at the top. Let me just angle this so that you can see it better. And then we have some black lace. There we go. And another much darker digital page. So things are getting much darker now. It's sort of like red and black. And now this page is sort of it's a pocket made with some darker florals and black and white with a tree. So it's beautiful but dark. We have a little stamping here that kind of frames this journal card. This is a Georgia O'Keeffe piece. I thought it added some nice femininity, but also it's a darker image. So I thought it went well with this part of the journal. So now we've sort of moved into the center of the third signature where we see her sort of inside his kingdom, inside the whole premise, this changing world. There's beauty, there's darkness. And then on this side we have some music. And then this is actually a digital page as well from the kit, which I have placed on top another of these slide throughs. So this one has just some cool like typewriter letters. And this is actually an image from a medical book about blood capillaries. And again, it just it slides through these two slots like this. And then we have another digital here. It says, he may not enter anywhere at the first unless there be some one of the household who bid him to come. Though afterwards he can come as he please. And it's got this lovely like moth at the bottom. So it talks about, and there's like a belt at the top. So it talks about just basically how when you invite a vampire into your life that he's there after he's been invited. And then this is just another page from the kit, a beautiful black background with nice text. I think this would be really great for like sticking an image down on. Over here we have this little sort of medieval looking bat. Now on this side, these are some of my favorite pieces from the kit. She provides these two huge journal tags and I love them so much. I put an eyelet in them and I connected them with a bulb pin so that they can actually flip out and you can write on them. You could detach them. You could create a pocket if you wanted to stick them into. And this is also from the kit. It's one of her amazing bats. And I did some inking around it. But yeah, what a beautiful journal tag. I love these. And then that's another page from the kit. So this is actually a really big, nice kit. There's a lot to work with in it. And then this is another Grey's Anatomy page. And in case you haven't noticed, you see how the laces have gone from creams and pinks and whites into now darker cranberry colors and tones, now to black. So we're getting darker as we go on. And then we have this little red and black moth at the bottom of a coffee dyed page. And again, another digital here. We've got much darker. We have a skull and some incredible roses. Then I've done a little bit of stamping here. And then this is just like a cool looking playing card at the bottom. Now we've reached the end of the third signature and we move on to the fourth and final signature. So this is a belly band that's been created with fabric. This is silk organza. It's very iridescent and I've kind of stitched crazy quilted on top of it. The paper is now black, representing a darker signature. So it begins with this bat on this card that I created, and inside is this amazing coffee dyed paper. This seller actually doesn't sell this paper anymore, but it's incredible. So it's sort of a treasure in this book. And I've added one of the bats at the bottom here. And this just tucks right into the belly band. And then on this side, we have some more of the fabric from the cover, and I've made another belly band with it. So this is just a card that I made that tucks right in. And on the front, there is another quote from the kit. How do we seem to you? Do you find us beautiful and magical? And there is a moth at the bottom. And this is another page from the kit. So there's a spider, an amazing butterfly, lace, and this cute image of these two little girls, kind of maybe hearkening back to a more innocent time. Then we have a couple of these pages in this signature. So this is a flip out. It's much darker. It sort of shows her on the edge of like a black pond in the woods. Things are getting much darker in her life. And then this, so this is another page from the kit. Now we're seeing sort of droplets of blood and the paper looks more dingy. And then on this side, I used a couple of the bats from the kit and I just collaged with black and white imagery behind them. And it's on some lined paper that I have inked. And on this side, we have sort of the metamorphosis of the changes in a butterfly. And then a moth in its final life here. And this is on a digital from the kit. Again, we've gotten much darker now. And then this is just some red woven jute. And this is another picture from the Grey's Anatomy. And this is my coffee dyed doily paper. This is a picture from the kit with this amazing lace, very dingy, much darker. And this is another of the slide throughs. So this is from the kit. So the tag and the image come separately. I chose to pair them together because I really liked how that looked. I absolutely love this image of the rib cage, and it's just tucks right in here into this slide through. And here we have some of my eco-dyed paper. Now this is the center of the final signature, and this is a book page, and I just really loved it. I feel like it's showing sort of like beauty that can exist even though things are dark. So the creatures here, they're not of this world, and they're being fed by this girl who has kind of these streams of like dark hair or something hanging over her wrists. And so I thought it was a very nice center for the signature. This is more of my eco-printed paper. It's watercolor paper. This is an image from the Grey's Anatomy on avocado paper. And then this is my favorite piece of the kit right here, this giant journal tag with the rib cage and the frame and the butterfly. And I just backed it on this nice brown card, and I've attached it with an eyelet and the bulb pin at the bottom so that it's removable. This is just one of my favorite things about the kit. And this is another page from the kit, and I really love the background here, this kind of gritty, like, it's just really cool. It's like lace, but it's kind of like grid, and then there's just this blood here, and I think it pairs nicely with this doily that's been coffee dyed. And then I just added these images of old spoons because, again, I'm sort of hearkening back to, you know, her life of living with her grandparents and having a life before meeting a vampire. And then this is the spoons again on the Grey's Anatomy page, again showing that transition. Some black lace and just some stenciling. This is another page from the kit, now very dark. And I thought it paired nicely against this image, which is from a book. And it's kind of the, I guess, the statement to what her future is probably going to look like. Like, vampires can live forever, but, you know, if things go wrong, everything gets very ugly. And truly, I guess life gets uglier when you're not really in control of it anymore. And so that's, I think, an image that just really spoke to me. Also, she's knitting like this complex, like spider web style shawl, and being a fiber artist, that just really struck me and appealed. So then on this side we have this nice, this is the same paper from the front of the signature, and these are all from the kit. So these are 3 ticket journaling cards that they do come in the kit, and this one has this nice raven and some white roses. This one is the skull with the botanicals. And this one is lace with this lovely moth. So I thought they just all needed to live together here. I really liked how they all went together, so I placed them all together here. And then we have another image from the kit. This is just nice dark paper. And here I stenciled this poppy. And another one of these flip out pages. And this is just kind of showing her sort of walking away from town, walking toward her new life with her head down. So it just sort of spoke to, like, you know, there can be beauty on 2 sides of life, but sometimes you have to walk away from one to have the other. And then this is another page from the kit, beautiful florals and these lovely pictures below. This is a pocket with some stenciling from a book page that was kind of gothic, and above it I have done some more stenciling. Inside there's this poem that's never again would birds' song be the same. And I thought that really went with the idea of, like, your life will never be the same again. And it's a Robert Frost poem, and on the back is In My Sky at Twilight, which is another Pablo Neruda poem, and that tucks right on in there. And then I've also included a journal card, which is from the Vampire Kit by Release the Craftin. And it's beautiful lace, and I love the framing and the skull and the moth, and it has this amazing backing. So she includes a page of backings that you can use on the back of journal cards or to back tags or whatever. And then this is the final black scrapbook paper page. Now we've reached the back of the journal. Another pocket, the same as the one in the front, velvet with this applique. And inside are a couple of things. One is this mammalian blood write-up, and it's just on some sort of dingy paper that I've inked. And that tucks in there. And then this is the last piece of the kit, and this is this beautiful journal tag with some nice fabric on the top. And that tucks right in there. And we've reached the end of the book. The whole book just closes on up like this. And then you can just tie it closed with these 2 large ties. You just slide this key up and then tie it closed. So thank you so much for joining me on this big flip through. I can't say enough good things about this kit and about working with Release the Craftin on this design team project. I'm really excited to be starting working on this design team. I've really kind of embraced the joy of, like, having somebody else kind of give you work and give you something to do and to work on. I also forgot to mention these amazing lace and sequins on the front here. So everything about this journal just makes me happy, and it's like mainly because it's a theme that I would never have thought to work with, and it gets me right outside of my comfort zone, and I'm really comfortable there. So thank you again so much for watching. You can check out my social media in the description box below, as well as links to Release the Craftin on Etsy and her shop and her kit. So have a great day.